With The Mission Continues, a nonprofit organization deploying military veterans and community leaders to build stronger communities across the nation. Visit www.missioncontinues.org to learn more. So Lamar Jackson continues to look like an MVP frontrunner. In a blowout win against the Bengals, Lamar had his second game with a perfect passer rating this season. He's only the second player, along with Ben Roethlisberger, to have two such games in 1 year. Lamar had 4 total touchdowns yesterday, including a dazzling 47-yard run that left teammate Mark Ingram saying it was, quote, the craziest thing I've witnessed on the field. Yeah, that thing looked good. Shannon, is Lamar the MVP?
He's playing unbelievable. And I think he's better than even Baltimore thought he would be, especially at this point, Skip. And I don't think anybody ever questioned his running ability. We know he's dynamic with his legs, but could he progress? Could his legs, if his arm could be half as good as his legs, Skip, they thought they had something. Well, his arm had superseded what they thought it would be, especially at this point. Given that, saying all of that, I still have Russell Wilson in front.
Wow.
Now, we're going to find out a lot tonight. Russell's on the road in San Francisco. We think San Francisco is the real deal, Skip, especially defensively, and they've been better offensively since they added Emmanuel Sanders. Skip, look, Russ has 22 touchdown passes, 3 more than anyone else, and he only has 1 interception for a 7-2 ball club. Russ has higher QBR, completion percentage, yards per attempt, touchdown passes, and total touchdowns. And we say we like our guys to be big, be great in big moments. In games in which they've needed Russ the most, 6-1, Skip, he has 20 touchdowns. 1-score game, 20 touchdowns, 0 picks. Lamar Jackson is close. Skip, when you really look at it, Skip, you look at this dynamic. The MVP quarterbacks and MVP candidates, and I'm just going to go top 5. I got Russ at 1. I got Lamar Jackson at 2. I got C-Mac, Christian McCaffrey at 3. I got Deshaun Watson at 4. Pat Mahomes might be 5. You notice anything, Skip? The quarterbacks are black and the running back is white. When the last time we saw a white running back, Skip, in the MVP discussion? Well, that's what.
Maybe never.
Maybe John Riggins way back in the 70s, Skip. But just goes to show you, Skip. But Lamar Jackson has been unbelievable. And I believe if the voters were to vote today, there are 50 men and women that vote. Skip, I believe if they were to vote today, this would probably be the closest MVP voting. Since they've been doing this. But Lamar Jackson has been unbelievable. 2 perfect quarterback ratings, but I'm still going to give a slight nod. It's neck and neck. It's neck and neck. A lot's going to be said tonight. Russell goes out there and throws another 4 touchdowns. They go on the road and beat San Francisco, which is the #1 team in the NFC. I think Russ will be firmly, securely back in first place. But right now, I still got him in first, but it's close. It's very close.
I will give you this. Russell Wilson gets his at-bat tonight.
Fair.
Lamar got his yesterday, albeit against a winless Bengals team, but it is a rival, and it was on the road.
And you keep them winless.
And it was coming off dethroning 8-0 New England, right?
Yep.
And it was the biggest swing of 8-0 to 0-8. So it would have been one of the biggest upsets in NFL history, and it was the classic trap game because they are a division rival.
Correct.
And what I loved about this kid was he just said, no, not today.
Jumped on him early.
Took it right over in ways my Cowboys did not take over there.
Let that go.
Yep.
Is that what it was?
Yep. And I had it on, and I kept looking up, and I kept going like this, like, what? He did that? This young man is revolutionizing that position because this young man has become the best breakaway running back in the game.
He's unbelievable.
In the game.
He's unbelievable.
And this young man continues to get better and better and better throwing the football because he just flicks bullets. It's like the quickest little flick release.
Right.
And again, I'll be the first to admit, doesn't look the prettiest, but it comes out so sweet and fast and hot. And he has underrated velocity because he's just flicking bullets, man.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, that's really good.
That's very good.
And when you combine the fact that when he gets in the open field, he's just, there's nobody like him.
Skip, he get a step on that touchdown run. We saw it, Skip. He faked it, and he came around. When he stepped through the line of scrimmage, you like, he got a chance. Nobody else you said that about except Michael Vick. He's the only guy since Vick, Skip. He gets us at the quarterback position. He's out the gate.
Okay, and it's even beyond Dalvin Cook escaping, getting loose, right? because the acceleration with power.
Yes.
Because he's a big kid now. You know, he runs with force.
Right.
And when you're that big and that fast and you can spin move two guys in the secondary.
He's running full speed. He
Full
stops
speed and you spin move? Are you kidding me?
That's mad. That's something you.
Hey, that's just
Video
like
game.
Yeah.
that is never seen that before.
Right.
And again, Colin Kaepernick at his peak, he could really fly,
Yes.
but he's just straight ahead.
Inline speed, yeah.
Inline. And when he got loose, he was gone because he was a long strider.
Right.
This kid's like a real live running back who can really throw the football. And here's what I also love about him. He's in total command of that offense.
Right.
His vision, his anticipation, his decision-making is pretty close to flawless.
Yes.
This is hard. He's only in his second year.
Only second
Do you
year.
see many bad decisions, if any?
No.
Do you see any much inaccuracy? I don't see much.
Right.
Maybe little bits and pieces. But
16, 17 games into his career. That's where he is. He started, I think, 8 games last year and now
look,
8 or 9 this year.
I know it was just the Bengals, but what he did yesterday, it's never been done before.
No.
Because he had the he tied for the highest passer rating ever, and he tied for the highest QBR ever with 4 guys, including Tom Brady, back in, I think it was 07, or it was way back, beginning of QBR. But the point is, his game yesterday was off the charts in both throwing and running. And again, if you look back at and you say, okay, where can we, quote unquote, nitpick his credentials so far? Okay, he did lose to Baker Mayfield head-to-head at home.
Yes. Sure.
It was 40-25. He played very well. He did throw 2 picks in that game, but he threw 3 touchdown passes, and he ran for 9 times for 66 yards, which is pretty great. Baker played his one and only really good game of the year.
Played out of his mind.
Yeah, he was pretty good yesterday, but he wasn't as good as he was that one. And that was the day Baker said, wait a second, I'm still the king of my draft class.
Right.
Well, you've been making this point for a couple of weeks, and now I'm starting to think, I think Lamar is edging ahead as the best quarterback in this draft class.
Yeah,
right?
Skip, he was phenomenal. I mean, there's no other way around it because, like I said, we expected him to be able to run like this, but I don't think we expected him to be able to pass the football like this, especially in his second year. And I go back, Skip, Ozzie Newsome, who's in charge, he drafted the kid. He traded back into the first round to get this kid. John Harbaugh says, man, I'm tired of trying to find a 6'4", prototypical drop-back quarterback. How about we find a guy that's special, we develop a system around him and see what they can do with it? Well, they got the perfect guy, Skip. If you're designing a guy for a special type of offense, in every quarterback, I don't care who he is, past or present, the offense was tailored. It might have been an offense, but you tailor it to his skill sets. Well, Greg Roman, who he hired, who was on the staff last year, they ended up firing Marty Morningwig because Greg Roman has success. Took a team to a Super Bowl with a quarterback with a similar skill set to what Lamar Jackson had. And what they've been able to do, Skip, when you can run the football like they run it, so you got to account for that. And then all of a sudden you think he's going to run it, he pops up and Hollywood Brown is streaking down the field. David Andrews, who is his favorite target, another 2-touchdown day. Skip, this kid is unbelievable. This kid is unbelievable. And if they thought, listen, even Ozzie, John Harbaugh, Greg Roman, even Steve Bisciotti, who owns the Ravens, if they tell you they thought this kid would be an MVP in the second year, they're lying. They're lying.
That is true.
Nobody saw this coming. Yeah, we thought he could be good if his arm ever got caught up with his legs. But an MVP going into his second year after, 16, 17 starts? No way, no how.
Okay. Right now, he's my MVP just because he's taken a team that I didn't see coming, and he has lifted it up on his shoulders, and now they're just a game back of New England.
He did go to Seattle and beat Russell head-to-head.
Did do it.
That happened.
He lost to Mahomes head-to-head, but again, in both those games, the Baker and the Mahomes game, he played very well.
He played well.
It's up to his, if the defense is going to give up 40 at home, you're going to have a hard time winning that game.
You're probably going to lose that game.
Probably going to lose that one. But I want to remind everyone, he leads quarterbacks in rushing with 702 yards.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll get 1,000.
Second on that list is Kyler at 311. Okay? So he's
about 400.
Yeah, more than doubled him. And I also want to make the point, speaking of black-white evolution, these 2 young quarterbacks, including Kyler, they're both doing extraordinary things.
Right.
Kyler had an extraordinary game yesterday. He threw 3 touchdown passes to Christian Kirk against that hellacious Tampa rush on the road at Tampa, and he's ducking and dodging all day. And he has, again, is he a little better thrower of the football than Lamar?
Yeah, I
think so, but Lamar's starting to get in that realm of, wait a second, maybe he's just that good.
Right.
But what I love about both these young quarterbacks, what's Kyler's hobby off the field? He's a chess player. I know they said that last night on the telecast on NBC about Amari's a chess player, Amari Cooper. But Kyler is a chess player from age 14 on. And
so he's a thinker.
He is a deep thinker, and he is operating and making decisions way beyond his years.
Right.
So is Lamar. They're completely in control of an offense that it's hard this young because, again, Lamar didn't start the whole year, like he's still a very young quarterback.
And now, Skip, we've seen so many guys that have a Kyler Murray, have the Lamar Jackson skill set, but people said, well, that offense, my offense is this, so I need to drop back, as opposed to Cliff Kingsbury says, I'm going to tailor my offense to him.
He did.
John Harbaugh says, my offense is tailored around him. So just think, when you get a head coach that says, you know what, this might not be the offense. Skip, even RG3, look at Kyle Shanahan's offense in San Francisco and look at it when he had RG3. What good coaches can do is that they can conform. Where this guy has a skill set, instead of throwing him out and says, well, I don't need this, I can find ways to use him. RG3 was Offensive Rookie of the Year. They won the division, and he wanted to change. Lamar Jackson said, I run the football. I'm going to run the football, but I can be a thrower of the football also. Kyler has kind of shied away from running. He doesn't want to run. And
he had one big run yesterday, and I would like to see more of that.
He can get out now.
He can get out. But, again, he set the rookie record yesterday for consecutive passes without an interception. And he finally threw one late, but it was desperate. He was just trying to make a play because they were trying to win another game on the road. They are in just about every game, and you and I both agree they're not very good.
They're not very good.
So
they get an offensive line.
He's lifting that team the way Lamar has really elevated.